How do you make progress when you're stuck? What questions do you ask? What actions do you evoke? I've been working for a couple of years with organizations and leaders and managers, people inside those organizations, using solution focused practice to not fix broken systems, but to give people tools to interact and to connect inside those systems. Organizationally, there's a whole lot of shit that you cannot do anything about. And interpersonally, you can stop, find people around you to connect with, and develop a process or series of questions to figure out, what do I want to have happen? Where am I now? What's working well for me? What are my next steps? That might cause you to shift how you go about your work. It may cause a change in the way you interact inside the work system that changes the way folks around you act and behave. And that may just be enough disruption in how things happen to allow you to create the environment you want to see with others to make progress in your life you want to have happen. So this is not a magical solution. It's not a unicorn. It's a way to say, all right, I don't like what's going on, or I have a challenge. I've made these solved cards. They are solution focused coaching cards that work you through a process. I'm going to share 6 of them today in the coaching process we use that people and teams can use to enhance the interaction and to watch the emergence of solutions that come through the process. So to begin with, we start with situation. So situation is this opening question, right? When the challenge is overcome, where are your focus and energy going? Think about that. Write it down, answer it. Or ask your team members that question and allow their answers to just be. No need for follow-up. Let them answer, let them respond. We move then to observations. A good observation question is, what does progress look like in the next 10 minutes, 10 days, 10 years? Think through that. Look at the 10-minute change. What can happen immediately? What does progress look like? 10 days, midterm, what is happening differently in 10 days? 10 years, does this shit still matter? I've found through interactional workshops with groups that when we ask that 10-year question, they go, this may not be as important as you thought it was. Or they'll say, that's a damn good question. I want to ensure that people who are here after me in the organization don't deal with the same nonsense. And they create small things to make it better or to make change. Next part is a level question. Is it a good level question? Right? So think about a continuum of progress in the challenge you described. On one side is the number 1. On the other side is the number 10. What does 1 represent? What does 10 represent? Where are you on this continuum? Going through this situation, what do you want to have happen? Where's your energy going? To the observation, 10 minutes, 10 days, 10 years, what does progress look like? To the level question, 1 to 10, 10 being that the progress the challenge described on one side is 1, other side is 10. 10 being you know what to do, 1 being the opposite. Where are you? What this does, it puts an anchor or a motivation number, not motivation, it puts a number on where you are and how you're going. That gives things to talk around. Next part is a validation question. We would often ask, when faced with challenges in the past, how did you make progress? This moves the idea of interactions and people at work from a linear belief, past happened, we can't change it, present is here, the future is where we're going, to a circular causality idea. Don't get too weird on me. It's not too flu-flu. The past is something that is recreated in your present that will develop a way to develop the future. It happened. Yet in your current perception of now, when you think about or identify challenges that you are proud of, that you made progress on, those parts will be strengths you can use to move forward through this challenge. And it might just be, I chose to leave the situation and do something different. That's okay. Your responses and the interactions are what drives ethics and progress inside the organization. Next part would be an exceptions question. What common exception questions are, when is your solution happening even just a little? You've gone through situations. Where's your energy going to go when this is better? Identified what you're moving towards. You've discussed observations. 10 seconds, 10 days, 10 years. You've pulled out a level. You've identified where you are in the progress spectrum, what works. You've used some validation based upon your skills or your team's interactional skills to make things happen that will pull some knowledge and success forward. Now you're asking, where are these things we want to have happening even a little teeny bit? You're looking to identify those so you can take those from the challenge and move them to, how can I be more successful in utilizing these skills? Realizing that amongst the people in the room or within your network, you have access to people and resources that can help you figure this thing out and make progress on your team or yourself. The final part is what we call a decision and direction question. So, what did you experience or observe from today that you know will be helpful in your progress? Ask your team this from the interaction of the group working together inside the defined boundaries of solved. What was discussed? What parts do you want to hold on to? What were those nuggets or bright spots or troughs and crests in the waves that you know will move you forward and be useful in making progress in your organization? So these questions are simple. They're simple because we're creating a structure, a foundation that is pliant enough for your team, those you work with, to have interactions on top of that are framed in a way to allow creativity and innovation to happen. This means that you as a person, if you're in a management role, a leadership role, you are participating in the self-organization of this discussion. You are not there to solve problems. You are not there to tell them what to do. You are not there to fix things. In this boundary of solved, you are creating interactions, ethical interactions to give people choice, autonomy, and action over what they wish to have happen. From doing this, you are building your own skill sets in working with people and increasing the trust inside the team. That is psychological safety. That is empowerment of your team. That is you owning your shit and sharing with others to say, how do we move together? The entanglement, the connections are what makes progress. I am Mike Cardis from Organization Development by Mike Cardis. Contact me to help retain the talent you have and drive innovation forward to ensure your organization, your team, you can be successful in the future. Bye.